So here's another thing. Right after that is Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
Now, here's the interesting thing. I actually feel like there's some genuine excitement for Mortal Kombat. And I've been trying to understand why.
Why? Because people have always first of all, people have been mixed. I think there's a cult following for the very first Mortal Kombat. Like,
there is.
To me, like, it's a cult film, right? Yes. Like it has problems. Has it aged well? No. Could I sit and rewatch it? Absolutely. Yeah. Like, I got no problem sitting back and rewatching it.
When you rewatch it, do you still feel the same way about the movie? And here's the thing I was going to say. Yes. Mortal Kombat, the original movie, is a movie of diminishing returns, right? The nostalgia is high, but when you actually watch it again, it's like, it's not as good as I remember it.
I think that comes with a lot of things, right? Like, when I was watching Mortal Kombat back in the day, I was like, what, 10, 11, 12, something like that, you know? But so back then, seeing all that stuff was dope. The animation, the special effects, it was dope. But then, obviously, when I'm 20, 30 years old later, I'm like, this is kind of iffy. But I still appreciate it for what it did. Now, the second movie
was horrible.
That was an abomination. I mean,
same director, Wes Anderson.
That was Wes Anderson?
Yeah. No, not Wes Anderson. Paul S. Anderson, the one who did the Resident Evil movies. Not Wes Anderson. He don't do.
I was about to say, don't tell me Wes Anderson weird stuff.
No. Paul W.
Okay. Anyway,
Anderson.
Yeah, that second one, I feel like
Monster Hunter. Did Monster Hunter ever come out?
I don't know. But it added to the negative reputation of video game movies.
Wait a minute.
Like, people was like, yo, this is why video game movies should not be made. Look at Mortal Kombat 2.
Here's what I've been considering. Granted, Mortal Kombat, I don't know. I haven't seen anything, any trailers, anything to make me start getting excited.
Nothing's out. The only thing that's out are images that were released, and then HBO dropped out like one of those big mashup.
There's nothing about the cast. There's nothing about the image.
There was stuff about the cast, but the thing is, the cast doesn't
got me excited. There's nothing about the cast that got me excited.
Buddy from the Raid? You got Buddy from the Raid in there. I think he's playing Sub-Zero.
Really? That's like when I get excited when Ray Parker get cast into something. Like, so? So what's he going to do? He's going to do some martial arts?
I mean, I like the fact that they actually have
like Jason Statham getting cast in the Fast movies. Like, so?
No, it ain't. Don't say that. Don't do that.
He's going to do some. He's going to kick a bottle cap off.
I'd rather have martial artists in this movie because hopefully, anyway, they actually focus on the martial arts.
They're not going to do that. We shouldn't get our hopes up. It's going to be a lot like the last. Yo, rewatching the last one, I realized how little martial arts there actually was in that movie.
Yeah, that, Now, here's the thing. I don't know if you saw this, and if you haven't, you definitely should, from WB. Once again, the animation department just kicking the butts out of live action. The Scorpion, the Legend of Scorpion or whatever.
I think I've seen that.
Okay, because now they gave him the Wolverine treatment, because they made everything around him. Yeah. And I'm sitting here like, come on, man. Like, Scorpion is dope. Don't get me wrong. But don't be making him Wolverine like he got to be the best lead.
Now, here's the only thing that ever had me excited about Mortal Kombat. And that was that web series with Michael Jai White.
I like that.
Web series was really cool. And that was the thing. You got to remember, that web series is the reason we're getting this movie.
Yes.
This is a direct result of that, right?
Agreed. And that was something I was hoping for. Like, when I saw the web series, I was like, yo, this proves that you can do a dope Mortal Kombat.
We were hoping that they would get the same team to work on this movie. And I don't know if that ever happened. I'll look it up. I'll see if this is the same director or writers or whatever. But from what I'm seeing, it looks completely different.
Yeah, it does look different. But I like the fact that they're also not banking on the star power. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that they're not, and James Wan is behind this as well. I believe as executive.
They could have brought back Christopher Lambert. I would have took that.
I would have been fine with that too.
Right? He was miscast initially, and then he was funny. It was great.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. But I like the fact that Juan is behind this. Hopefully, he brings something of quality to
Aquaman
it.
James Wan.
Aquaman James Wan. Insidious James Wan. So hopefully some of the darker elements, because Mortal Kombat, it is kind of like also part horror.
But we don't get that.
We look at it. We don't, but that's what I'm saying. Like, hopefully we do.
So here's the balancing act, because Mortal Kombat is definitely for adults. It's definitely horror. Yes. It's definitely mature. But theaters and movie studios, when they're starting to make it, they want to sell toys. So then they try to start doing things to make it geared towards children.
First of all, the one thing that they mentioned, at least in the news, is that the violence is going to be there. That the fatalities are going to be there. So that is one thing that they really emphasized, at least in the news, about it. So I'm sitting here thinking like, okay,
the Avengers kill people. I don't think we worried about Mortal Kombat.
Ain't nobody talking about no kill people. We talking about fatalities. There's the difference. I'm not guaranteeing it, but 9 times out of 10, somebody gonna get their skull pull out with the spine hanging out.
I hope to see some skulls.
You're gonna have Scorpion burn somebody alive.
It's almost cliche. I would prefer that they don't do the old fatalities from the 90s. I hope they go all new.
If they're dope,
they should be creative, right?
Some new ones.
It should be like when we watch Final Destination, you're waiting for the like horrific deaths and how creative they're going to be. I want to see how creative they are with fatalities.
That was always like a weird fascination.
Yeah, like, whoa.
Like, how they gonna die?
Right, I'm not driving here. I'm not getting behind these trucks with logs on them.
Yeah. I know. But I'm excited. I mean, I like the approach again of not having big name stars, having actual martial artists, focusing on the actual fatalities and basically the things that made the property popular in the first place. Because I feel like when you start from the ground up in that case, all you can do is go up. You know what I'm saying? Like you can suck, don't get me wrong, but it'll be worse if there was like all this hype because, I don't know, Tom Cruise is Johnny Cage or something. You know what I'm saying? Like
I would be okay with that. So I was thinking about this.
Hey,
I was thinking about this.
Be okay with that too.
I was thinking about this recently about doing, and it probably already exists at this point, but like doing like a deep fake video of recasting the Avengers with like all the big names they were gonna do. Like get Brad Pitt in Captain America, get Tom Cruise as Robert Downey. I was like, I could do this from my phone. All right. Well, Mortal Kombat. Aside from Mortal Kombat, right? There's a bunch of other movies releasing on HBO. Shut up, phone. There's a bunch of other movies releasing on HBO this year. After that, we got, and we can skip over some of these because I ain't got nothing to say about some of these. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It with Chris Rock.
Wait, what? Chris Rock?
Isn't that the one he's in, or is he the one in the Saw franchise?
Yeah, he's doing Saw.
Oh, my bad. So who's in The Conjuring?
I don't know, but I'm more concerned about who's directing it because, James Wan was the only one that was really doing
Michael Chase. James Wan is producing.
I don't like that.
So Michael Chase, let's see what his filmography is.
What does he do? Or what are like the four things?
He did nothing we know. So he did The Curse of La Lorna.
Oh hell no. Oh no.
You seen that?
No, but it's all jump scares. I don't care about that.
He did The Maiden, Massacre Lake. This is really gonna be like his first big
movie. I don't like. I mean, The Curse of La Lorna or whatever. I think that was also within the Conjuring realm or whatever, but it's I think what was it? Sandberg was the only one. The one that did
it's a Conjuring movie. It's a sixth installment in the Conjuring movie, and it was his directorial debut.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like those, Sandberg. I think his name is Sandberg. He did.
It had a $9 million budget, and it made $123 million.
Yeah, I mean, horrors are not expensive. Who did Annabelle 2?
Annabelle 2. Let's see who did Annabelle 2.
Creation or something like that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Dave Sandberg, is it?
Yeah, David Sandberg.
Sandberg, yeah. First of all, his first movie sucked. Like it was bad. But then when he did Annabelle 2, he stepped it up. Like literally it's night and day in terms of, because the way I judge horrors is, what is your horror technique? What is your technique in terms of how you try to scare me? And one of the things that I hate, and this happens with younger or newer directors, they default to the formulaic stuff. They default to generic jump scares.
They go by what inspired them.
But this is the problem, though. What inspired you shouldn't be what you copy and mimic. Right. Exactly, right? Because here's the thing. James Wan, the reason why I call him like the Wes Craven of this generation is because he never scares you the same way twice. When you look at his movies, he always finds a way to subvert your expectations and scare you in a whole new different way. And I'm talking about, like, he uses cinematography as his ally and as an asset. It is brilliant how this is why I get so disappointed when he's not directing. Because when he's not directing,
he's making way more money in the DCE.
I know that. And
he brought his buddy David Sandberg over with him. David Sandberg did Shazam.
I'm not mad at the man for making money.
Bringing all his horror friends over with him.
Yeah, I totally get that. All I'm saying, though, is we're losing something. This is like if LeBron James came through and was like, yo, I'm not going to hoop no more. I'm going to go own a franchise. And I'm going to bring my buddies along to own other franchises. Yo, make your money, G. That's dope. But we still want to see you hoop. And you want to retire at 32. It's like, you got like years left. Look, so.
How old is LeBron? He's old enough. He could retire.
I mean, he technically could, but he also could play for like another 5 years at like a high level. At a high level. This is kind of what happens when you're a freak of nature. Yeah. You exceed the normal cutoff dates. Like, you can still keep doing stuff.
So after The Conjuring, HBO's got In the Heights, the musical.
Don't care.
I was kind of interested in it because it was from the guy who created Hamilton, and it was like very New York, very Bronx-ish almost.
It's all you, bro.
But it's a musical, so I'm going to leave it alone.
You got it.
It's a modern-day West Side Story. Then after that, we got Space Jam.
Don't care.
You just sat here and gave me a whole speech about LeBron. You don't care about his movie?
No.
You ain't right. And then finally, the Suicide Squad.
I care. That's to be announced. I don't think they got it. Like
August 6th.
James Gunn just recently started talking about, I just got done with this.
August 6th. That's his deadline. He's got millions of reasons, I'm sure, to get it done on time.
I mean, it was a couple weeks ago he had posted like, I think he said, I'm a hairline's breadth away from finishing the final of special effects or something like that.
Good. Mm-hmm. Get it done. Do your job.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if you actually are more than one trick pony. I already told you how I feel about him. He's, in my mind, right now, he's treading on JJ territory of being one good movie and that's it. Right? You can't live off of that forever. And that happens to directors. It happens to directors all the time. I was saying, like, the other day, Guillermo del Toro. Why do we like him?
Oh, you want to go into that debate? That's a whole nother conversation.
Oh, before we do that, let's save that for the next video then.
Okay, because I was going to say, I got my complaints. I got my complaints with Del Toro.
Dune is coming out in October. That looks awful.
We leaving James Gunn?
James Gunn is... Make sure. Listen, I'm going to leave James Gunn alone.
What I will say is that so far, the projects that he has done have been in his lane. He has not been exposed yet. He does things that are totally within his capability. And Suicide Squad, to me, should be a walk in the park for him.
Here's where I have an issue, is because if you look at the stuff that he produces, in addition to the stuff that he directs,
I don't care about that.
He produces more freely with more freedom than he can direct, right? So he's definitely did
the nature that obviously
he did.
Producing and directing are two
he did
things.
Super with Rainn Wilson, which nobody remembers for some reason. I remember it. Shut up, crime. I remember that stupid poster with him, Rainn Wilson, doing a spoof of being a superhero. I think Elliot Page was the sidekick or something.
All right.
And then Guardians of the Galaxy, and then I'm like, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Mm-hmm. Like, so that means you did 1 out of 3 good movie average?
I mean, Guardians 2 was decent.
Was it good?
Yeah, I think it was good.
You think it was good?
I think it was good enough.
It was good enough.
I don't think it was a fail.
Do you think you'd watch it again? Would you like just put it on?
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying if other people were playing, would you sit down and watch? Would you sit down and be like, I feel like watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 today?
I think if it came on while I was sitting there, I wouldn't necessarily turn away.
Right.
So am I about to sit here and be like, man, I gotta go see Guardians 2? No. If it comes on, I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, we can check this out real quick.
Would you? All right, you know what? I ain't gonna give you no more hypotheticals. You answered the question, but my point is that I don't think he's really making great movies.
Look, all I'm saying is I think that what he did in Guardians Volume 1 was really good. Part 2, he gave us a cute group. I think he tried to stretch himself a little bit because he tried to go more sentimental, and it wasn't terrible. You know, I mean, like, there are memorable moments from Guardians 2.
I'm hoping Guardians 2 turns out to be like our Age of Ultron, where we like when Joss Whedon came out with Age of Ultron, it was like, it's all right. Man.
But when you go back, and that might be the case after Volume 3, because Volume 3 supposedly is going to wrap it all up or whatever. So, and then they have a Christmas special too or something like that.
Whatever. And they're going to be in Thor.
And they'll be in Thor. But I think that's more of like, for 5 minutes, kick him off, and then leave.
I think they're gonna be in the movie. But
I don't think they can be that long.
We got him executive producing Brightburn, the Belko Experiment, and Coyote versus Acme.
Did you watch the Belko Experiment?
No.
Yeah.
He keeps trying to do horror when he's not doing superheroes.
Yeah, that was an interesting movie. I remember watching it, and I was kind of like, meh.
Yeah. I didn't see Brightburn either, and everybody was like, I didn't miss nothing.
Brightburn was not bad. Brightburn is not bad. That is Bird Box. That's your Bird Box.
Okay.
That's that movie that
should have been released on streaming.
Yes, it should have been released on streaming. If it was something dropped on Netflix in front of a lot more people, it would have gotten way more hype than it did in theaters. Because when I watched it in theater, I was like, this is interesting, because, you know, it's basically like, what if Superman goes dark? You know, even though it's not actually Superman because of copyright issues.
I mean, I was interested in it. You know, it had Elizabeth Banks in it. For some reason, I keep seeming to watch her movies. It seemed interesting. It just didn't seem like I should go give it my money.
Right. No, it doesn't.
So that's all I got for the Warner Brothers releases for right now, anyway. But now, if we want to go into this conversation about Guillermo del Toro,
we could do a director's commentary.
Real quick.
We could bring your boy JJ. We ain't got
Guillermo del Toro, Abrams, and James Gunn. That's my list. That's the next. Yeah. We starting it right now. Until the next time. Oh, you mean next week?
That's what I'm saying. Like, save that for the next episode.
All right. So, fine. James Gunn, Guillermo del Toro.
Are we signing off? Was that your sign off earlier? When you said
I'm gonna just edit into a funny sign off at some point. I'm gonna just try my best here. No,